We awaken cast out, guided by a faint, inscrutable light toward a goal that feels impossibly distant. We are the tarnished, exiles recalled to a land that no longer wants us. The world is hostile, order has collapsed, and every demigod we meet is a grotesque parody of their former glory, either mad, monstrous, or both. The Golden Order offers a vague promise of lordship, yet its agents, the Two Fingers, are silent, cryptic, and judgmental. We are told we have a grand destiny, yet we are treated as little more than vermin, tools to be broken against the walls of a forgotten age. It is into this profound vacuum of hope and belonging that Volcano Manor extends its invitation. It does not offer a distant, abstract destiny. It offers warmth, a purpose for today, and a weapon for tonight. On the surface, it is the ultimate rebellion, a brave coalition of champions, known as recusants, who have chosen to commit the ultimate sin, to defy the very gods and the Golden Order that governs their reality. Led by the demigod Rykard, their cause is presented as a righteous one. We are invited to join their noble family, to become hunters instead of the hunted, and to fight for a new age. But in the worlds crafted by From Software, institutions like people wear masks. And when we deconstruct the claims of Volcano Manor, when we examine their methods, the character of their members, and the true nature of their so-called blasphemy, the intricate stagecraft falls away. The warm hearth is revealed to be the mouth of Infernus, the family a collection of broken tools, and the rebellion not a coherent ideology, but a hollow and deeply nihilistic performance. This is the story of how Volcano Manor sells a lie. It is the argument that their rebellion is not a brave new philosophy, but a parasitic movement fueled by resentment. It is a movement that does not seek to build a new world, but to simply devour the old one, making its heresy the most desperate, not the bravest, in all the lands between. Our introduction to the manor is a masterclass in psychological recruitment. Lady Tanith's words are a balm to the wounded ego of the tarnished. Where the Two Fingers are silent, Tanith is direct and validating. She sees our strength, our potential, and offers a place where that strength will be celebrated. The Round Table holds no sway here, she assures us. Here, we are all champions. The manor itself is a carefully constructed stage, an illusion of safety designed to disarm us. We are given a drawing room key, a symbol of trust and inclusion. Here, we meet others like Rya, a scout of gentle disposition whose initial innocence lends an air of legitimacy to the entire operation. It all feels so civilized, a stark contrast to the overt hostility of a place like Stormvale Castle, where human misery is woven into the very architecture. The manor offers comfort, wine, and the company of peers. It is an environment engineered to make us lower our guard, to believe we have found a genuine sanctuary from the madness outside. Then comes the mission, framed as empowerment. We are handed the recusant finger, an item whose very description drips with self-aggrandizing prose. It is the mark of a champion of Volcano Manor. After countless hours of being the hunted, we are finally offered the chance to be the hunter. This shift in agency is intoxicating. The first hunt feels like a righteous act of defiance, a tangible blow against the system that rejected us. We invade another tarnished's world, and with their defeat, we feel a surge of power and purpose. We are recusants now, heretics. And for a time, this performance is convincing. We are given a role, a community, and a clear enemy. This is the promise of Volcano Manor, the beautiful, seductive lie. The first crack is in their method. For a faction claiming to wage a grand war, their strategy is devoid of honor. A true revolution seeks to win hearts and minds. It creates martyrs, it spreads its message, it stands on principle. Volcano Manor does none of this. It operates through clandestine contract killings, invading its targets when they are most vulnerable. This is not the strategy of a revolution, it is the strategy of assassins. The Inquisitor's girandole, wielded by the Manor's torturers, serves as a grim reflection of the cruelty embedded within the institution. Their methods are not noble. They are deeply performative, a pantomime of war without any of the risk or conviction. The second, deeper crack appears when we look at the so-called family. A healthy ideology inspires its followers, but Volcano Manor is a revolving door of despair and tragedy. Its halls are filled with broken people whose stories serve as potent warnings. Let us first consider Knight Diallos, a man from the noble house Hoslo, a lineage defined by its pride. He arrives at the manor burning with a desire for vengeance and glory, declaring, "I will be a champion of the most glorious sort." Yet his aristocratic sense of honor is immediately repulsed by the manor's base cruelty. He finds no glory here, only petty savagery. Disillusioned, he flees and finds his true purpose not in hunting the weak, but in protecting them, the defenseless living jars of Jarber. His journey is a direct refutation of the manor's promise. He learns that true nobility is found in selfless compassion, not in the nihilistic violence the manor champions. He dies protecting his gentle potfolk, a more honorable end than any champion of the manor could hope for. Then there is the tragic figure of Rya, who is later revealed to be Zoraya's, Tanith's own daughter. She is the living embodiment of the manor's grotesque hypocrisy. We first meet her as a gentle scout, ashamed of the slithering she sometimes hears, when we uncover the secret of her birth, that she was born of a monstrous ritual, a daughter of the serpent god itself. Her spirit is shattered. She begs us for death, unable to reconcile the loving mother she knew with a cold manipulator who used her as a pawn. The family of Volcano Manor is so toxic, it abducts, tortures, and spiritually destroys its own children. This brings us to the recusants we hunt. The final contract is against Juno Hoslo, Knight of Blood and brother to Diallos. We are sent to kill the kin of our former compatriot, a final, cynical act that underscores the manor's complete lack of loyalty or principle. The family happily devours itself, demanding we sever the very bonds of kinship it pretends to offer. The word family in these halls becomes the cruelest irony of all. Even the most steadfast members are hollowed out. Knight Bernal, the quintessential recusant, speaks with conviction about the hypocrisy of the Fingers. But his armor tells a story of a beast champion who lost his maiden and his faith. He didn't find a new one at Volcano Manor. He found an echo chamber for his despair, a quest that ends in a final, meaningless act of rage in the crumbling ruins of Farum Azula. And finally, there's Patches, the ultimate opportunist. He sees the manor for the sham it is, calling it a snake pit. When a character whose entire existence is based on cynical self-preservation warns you away, it's a definitive sign that the institution is corrupt beyond redemption. And what of Tanith, the matriarch? Her loyalty is absolute, but only to the raw, physical power of Rykard. Once we defeat him, her sole, obsessive focus shifts to grotesquely consuming his remains. A lord is a lord, even in death, she states. Her devotion was unconditional, but only to the vessel of strength. When that vessel broke, the family and the cause were forgotten. All that remained was a ghoulish attempt to absorb what little power was left. This trail of hypocrisy and despair leads us to the heart of the movement. Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. To understand the depth of his fall, we must first understand the height for which he fell. Once a praetor and powerful inquisitor of the Golden Order, Rykard was a pillar of the very system he now seeks to destroy. His eye surcoat tells of his former glory. As a son of Radagon and Renala, brother to Radon and Runny, he was a demigod of immense stature. His turn to blasphemy was not a minor descent. It was a profound act of cosmic treason, a rejection of his family, his duty, and his own history. He did not seek to reform the world, but to empower himself through its utter desecration, even if it meant being devoured. It is here that the entire performance is revealed as a horrifying truth. When we enter his domain, a subterranean hellscape carpeted with the writhing bodies of countless victims, we find a man who has willingly and proudly fused with a primal, ancient entity, the God-Devouring Serpent. This serpent is not a mere monster. Its lore suggests it is a primeval force of anti-divinity, older than the Erd tree, older than the Order Rykard seeks to destroy. It represents a different kind of cosmic principle, not creation or order, but eternal, mindless consumption. Rykard did not stumble into this fate. He embraced it as the ultimate act of defiance. The blasphemous claw, an item given to Bernal to challenge Malakath, was created by Rykard long ago. This tells us he anticipated his own eventual confrontation with destined death, meaning his entire rebellion was a long-planned performance, a path he chose with open eyes. His identity is now merged with the serpent's. When he speaks, it is with a voice that is both human and monstrous. His words are simple, primal, and absolute. You join the Serpent King as family. He doesn't offer liberation, he offers consumption. He does not seek an ally, he sees his next meal. This is the ultimate revelation. Rykard did not seek to create a new ideology. He sought to become hunger itself. The blasphemy of Volcano Manor was never a coherent movement. It was the cosmic gluttony of one entity, writ large, with every champion, every tarnished, and eventually the gods themselves, serving as little more than nourishment for an endless, slithering appetite. Its philosophy is the antithesis of creation and legacy. It is the desire to unmake. When we place all the evidence together, the Grand Rebellion is exposed for what it truly is, a hollow performance. It is the rage of a bitter demigod, channeled through the primal hunger of a serpent, sold to broken people as a noble cause. Volcano Manor did not offer a path to freedom. It offered a place at the table, only to reveal that you and everyone you hunted were meant to be the main course. Theirs was not a fire to light a new way forward, but the furious, resentful, and ultimately self-devouring tantrum of a world that had forgotten how to build and only remembered how to burn. And that's where we'll leave it for today. And by the way, if you have any suggestions of videos you want to see here, make sure to let me know in the comments. I hope you have a great day or a peaceful night.